Hi everyone, good afternoon. Sorry it's a bit late. Had a few technical problems. Seems to be always the case nowadays. Anyway, welcome to my now traditional Friday sermon from Woodford Forest United Synagogue. We'll start off with prayers for those who are unwell. Shila Malos, page 510 if using singers, in the middle of the page. Shila Malos esowenayel harim me'ayin yavo Ezri me'im Adonai oiseh shamayim va'aretz al yitein lamed raglecha al yanum shoimrecha hinei lo yanum v'lo yishan shoimei Yisroel Adonai shoimerecha, Adonai tzilcha, al yad yaminecha, yoimam hashemesh lo yakeka, v'yoreyach b'layla, Adonai yishmorecha, mikol ra yishmor, es nafshecha, Adonai yishmor teischa uvayecha meyata v'yad olam. Okay, we're just going to figure out how to share this. Just give me a moment. So that everyone can see, hopefully. Sorry folks, nearly there. Okay, hope that's worked. Okay, so good afternoon, apologies for that. We're going to start with prayers for those who are unwell. Wish everyone who needs a refuah shlema. Please let me know if you have names to add during the week and we'll add them to the list. Misha Berach, yes, it's when Miriam, yes, Chai Fege Bas Pesha, yes, Bonish Pinchas Ben Miriam, yes, Chana Bas Nechama, yes, Yosef Shmuel Ben Miriam Gittel, yes, Malka Bas Chana, yes, Shmuel Yehuda Ben Caleb, yes, Yirmiyahu Ben Sora, yes, Chana Bas Tevora, yes, Yelid Amar Ben Chai Brocha, yes, Am Shag Ben Sora Tevora, yes, Yisrael Chai Ben Yudis Rocha, yes, Shimon Ben Fredo, it's basically Ben Shane Gittel, yes, Shamas Chai Liba, yes, Shamas Amar Chana Liba, yes, Lebas Karen, yes, Wolf Ben Pauline, yes, Rabbi Sora Liba, yes, Yom Masharas Yacha, Moshe Gershom and Feg, yes, Bas Rocham, yes, Hershon Ben Chana, yes, Francis Bas Hershon, yes, Avram Ben Sarah Peril, Moshe Elimelech Ben Masha Fega, yes, Bas Sorvis, Ben Chayev, yes, Dina Bas Sora, Tali Ben Dober Ben, yes, Mordechai Ben Silvis, Yaakov Ben Miriam, yes, Gali Bas Sorvis, Yudis Bas Bela, Sicho Ben Henya, yes, Ernest Ben Sora, yes, Kasriel Ben Freidel, yes, Pinchas Ben Liba, yes, Meir Ben Malchus, yes, Ben Rosa Chayev, yes, Nelson Ben Shana, yes, David Ben Tovis, Mark Ben Tov Chayev, yes, Moshe Ben Shifra Rochel, yes, Shmuel Reuven Ben Nechama Estevish, Shlomo Ben Mindel, Bes Yeshua Chona Ben Miriam, Yes, Ephraim Tzvi Ben Shlomes Tzvia, Yes, Yaakov Ben Tzipora, Yes, Kamtuva David Ben Chai Lima, Yes, Yosef Ben Perel Bav Hoshem Ben Snaka Bav Ram, Yes, Chazek Shbok Yirachim Alei Machim Apazel, Lachazik Machis Sam, Yishlach Lehem Meir Fushem Shloman Chagem Chagidem, Seshachal Yisrael Fus Nefesh V'Zakov, Hash Tabagal Love is my career. Amen. We wish long life to those in our community of the outside this week. Tomorrow, Shabbos, John Altman for his mother, Linda Ingram for her mother, Philippa Joseph for her mother, Yvonne Kay for her mother, Karen Shaffron for her mother, Irving Estrin on Sunday, Irving Estring for his mother, Ruth Helen Prager for her mother, Colin Wallace for his mother, and John Wallace, his wife. On Monday, Malcolm Klein for his father, Marion Gish for her mother, Colin Jackson for his mother. On Tuesday, Sheila Bentley for her mother, Corinne Carver for her mother, Sarah G for her mother, Thelma Lester for her sister, Evelyn Schlein for her father. On Wednesday, Joseph Brookstone for his father, Richard Sandler for his father, and Arnold Tope for his mother. On Thursday, Shirley Diamond for her father, Lynn Hyman for her mother, Rita Itzkovitz for her mother, Frank Stander for his father. On Friday, Adrian Garfield for her mother, Jack Langham for his mother, and Linda Wallace for her father. And wish everyone long life and Chaim Aruchim. El Malachimim, Sheikheim Bamraimim, Hamatei Menuch Hanachayna Tachas Kavei Ashchena, B'Malois Kedoshim Terim, Kazai Arkim Mazirim, Es Nishmois Rivka Bas Avram, Yes Brian Bas Ben Yomin, Yes Rivka Bas Berov, Yes Yaakov Tzvi Ben Avram, Yes Hinda Bas Yitzov, Yes Sarah Bas Aaron, Yes Kala Bas Avram, Yes Rivka Bas Moshe, Yes Yachet Bas Yosef, Yes Shmuel Ben Yosef, Yes Lima Bas Shmuel, Yes Chaim Ben Leib, Yes Torah Bas Zvi Hirsch, Yes Lutzka Bas Shimon, Yes Aaron Ben Shmuel, Shalchu Lo'ilam Am, Ana Barachamim, Yaserim Mesayzek, and Avav Yoilamim, Yitzor B'Tzacham, Yes Nishmas, Amad Noinach Lasam, Yanuch Mishlam Mishkavai Sam, B'Naimar, Amen. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. A great way of keeping the sermon short is that my laptop battery is about to go in about 5 to 8 minutes. So that gives me 5 to 8 minutes to talk to you about this week's Parsha, which is just fine. Many of you are aware, and many of you sent me lovely messages. Unfortunately, I had the COVID-19 virus a few weeks ago. I wasn't as bad as some people. The fact that I'm still here is a bracha. I wasn't hospitalized, only briefly, but it was very scary. And thank you, by the way, for all your good wishes. Again, it really meant so much to me. But one of the things it's done for me, which is a real silver lining, is it's given me a new lease of life, a new appreciation to have suffered from a disease that many people go into hospital and don't come out, and to have come through it really hit home for me how lucky I am to be alive. And I hope the energy lasts, but right now I feel very energized about particularly my Yiddishkeit, my relationship with God, and my davening, and a lot of things that I'm doing. I feel a new energy, a new lease of life. I really appreciate more the gifts that I have, and I hope, please God, that lasts and I don't lose that impetus. Why am I mentioning that? Because one of the things a lot of people are saying is that one of the things you realize when you have something like this is to count your blessings and to realize that life is just too short for arguments and narishkeit and nonsense. Come back to that in a moment. This week's Sedra Acharei is all about Aaron and the loss of Aaron's sons. But I want to just focus actually on Aaron as a person. Aaron, the high priest, Aaron HaKohen. We find a very curious thing. The Torah tells us the people mourned for Moshe for 7 days, but Aaron for 30 days. Why do they mourn for Aaron even longer than Moshe? Well, the clue lies in the Mishnah, which we read recently in Pirkei Avot, which says that you should be from the disciples, Hevei mitalmidav shel Aaron, be from the disciples of Aaron. Ohev shalom, v'rodev shalom. You should love peace, but more than just loving peace, you should pursue peace. You should seek peace. So we're told traditionally, how did Aaron seek peace? They said he used to go to, if you imagine we have, let's say, Reuven and Shimon, 2 brothers, haven't spoken for 30 years. So Aaron goes to Reuven and he says, Shimon really wants to make up with you. He wants to meet you in Carmeli's well, you can't sit down in Carmeli's, whatever. He wants to meet you in Orly's, sit down for coffee and cake and catch up and to make peace. And then he goes to Shimon and says, Reuven really wants to make up with you. Goes to both sides, gives them a time. And by the time they get to Orly's, they realize that they've been set up. But what happens is, hopefully, that their hearts melt and they embrace and they bury the hatchet. Or there's other ways that you can make peace. But this is a classic one that's given. He would go to both parties and basically tell a little white lie and say, they really want to make up with you. And by the time they realize they've been set up, they were all peaceful again. The joke I've told many times about the 2 brothers who have been broigas for 50 years, and the Rav calls them in and says, enough is enough, guys. You're not getting any younger. Time to make up and kiss and make up and hug. And they do. And it's just before Kol Nidre, and the rabbi is so pleased. And these 2 brothers sit in shul beautifully throughout Yom Kippur, and with tears in their eyes. And finally, as they're leaving shul for an Illa, one brother says to the other, everything you davened for, you prayed for me, I also prayed for you. And the other brother says, oh, you're starting the broigas again. So it's very nice that Aaron used to go to both parties and try to make peace. But there's a glaring question. The Torah is called the Torah of truth. Moshe emes v'Torah emes. The Torah is true. Truth is a value we know is so important. It's very nice to go make peace with people by using a little bit of, verbal wizardry and skullduggery, but it's not the truth. So how could Aaron go to two parties to a conflict and lie pretty much outright? What's going on here? And the answer is very simple. Aaron wasn't lying at all. Aaron was telling the truth. I'm not saying all relationships can be fixed. I'm not saying all broiguses can go away. But we all know how many times does a person dig themselves into a hole or climb a tree, whichever way you want to look at the metaphor. And they just go worse, it gets worse and worse. And as time goes on, they become estranged from their loved ones or their friends or even their spouse or their children. And they can't even remember how they got there, but they don't know how to get back. And in truth, they would love for things to be different, but they don't know what to do about it. So when Aaron goes to Reuven and Shimon are brothers, right? They grew up together. Something's gone wrong. And for the past 30 years, let's say, they haven't spoken. And no one even remembers why. And when Aaron goes to both of them and says, your brother wants to make peace with you, he's not lying. Deep down in the deep recesses of the soul, in the places which we don't see on the surface, in the deepest levels and the innermost parts, every person wants what? You don't want peace with your spouse? You don't want to have a good relationship with your children? You don't want to be on good terms with your siblings? Of course we do. We just get into a hole and we don't know how to get out. So when Aaron comes along and says to you, your brother wants to make peace with you, you may not initially believe it, but he's telling the truth. Because deep down he does. He's getting to the real truth, the pinta layid, the spark, the etzem, the essential part of us, which is that nobody wants to be in a broigus for 30 years. Right? You just don't know how to get out of it. Someone can come along and give you the tools to do that. They're not cheating you. They're not lying to you. They're doing you the biggest favor they possibly could. And that's why Aaron was mourned for 30 days, because he loved peace and he pursued peace. It's a very powerful idea that amidst all the tragedy and amidst the realization of how precious life is, maybe we just take a step back and say to ourselves, is it really worth it? Does this really, there's a wonderful phrase in Hebrew, lo echpat li, it doesn't bother me. It's not that important. Or in Yiddish, say, mach nicht ois. It doesn't make a difference. Ask yourself, do I really have to make an issue out of this? Is this worth a broigas? Is this something that's worth, however many years of strife and pain? Because broigases and bad relationships usually cause pain to all parties. Nobody benefits. So if there's one thing we can learn, life is too short. Life is precious. You never know what's around the corner. Don't live or even not live to regret it. If we can make peace with those around us that we've fallen out with, or that our relationships need some work. And if someone like Aaron can help us with that, that's the greatest truth and the greatest gift you can give to anybody, is to help them to fix that which is broken. May we all have wholesome relationships. May we all examine our lives right now and find the things that we're not happy with, that we would like to change, and realize that it's in our power to change them. Stay safe and well. Please tune in tonight, 7:05 p.m., unless you've watched Shabbos in by then, to the United Synagogue Facebook page, where I will be conducting the National Kabbalat Shabbat. And you can find that online if you search for the United Synagogue on Facebook. I wish everyone a very peaceful, a very healthy, and a good Shabbos. Thank you.